everybody, and welcome to the
Cade Mila Falcha.
What's my fault?
Oh, nothing at all. I said Cade Mila Falcha, which means in Irish, 100,000 welcomes.
Ah, of course. Welcome to the Superbook show, everybody, and happy St. Patrick's Day.
We already have an episode on St. Patrick.
You can check it out on the Superbook channel.
Yeah, so today we want to share with you an amazing story about what happens after Patrick, thanks to his faithfulness in spreading the gospel to the Irish.
Our story takes place in medieval times, or the so-called Dark Ages.
The Roman Empire had fallen, and without a central power to bring peace and order, the barbarians,
like the Huns, the Vandals, and the Goths,
were destroying Western Europe. People fled the city. Education declined.
Libraries were destroyed, and books were burned. The treasures of classic literature were in danger of being lost forever.
Enter the Irish monks, who basically saved Western civilization. Ireland was in a remote part of the empire, too small for the barbarians to bother with.
So, while the rest of Europe was in chaos, the humble poor monks of Ireland flourished, along with their Christian faith.
Can I stop you for a second? I have a question.
Go for it.
Were the Irish monks Catholic or Protestant?
Well, there wasn't a Protestant church until after 1500. So it's safe to say they were part of the only Christian faith tradition that really existed at the time.
Oh, so back then it would just be the church.
Yeah, and most importantly, and to our point, they were committed Christian believers who were passionate about spreading the gospel throughout the entire world.
They were missionaries and teachers too.
They were indeed. In addition to scripture, they taught the arts, languages, literature, history, and the sciences.
Okay, let's get specific. Columba was the first Irish missionary monk. In 563 AD, he and 12 of his followers took a tiny coracle to Scotland.
A coracle, by the way, is a round basket boat that you paddle. It must have been pretty scary in open sea.
Right. Anyway, Columba built a monastery on the small Scottish Isle of Iona, which is still there today. It was the only learning center in the region.
Columba translated 300 books and established 23 missions. His followers evangelized and educated both Scotland and Britain.
Then there was Columban, or Columbanus.
Columbanus boarded his coracle 30 years after Columba. He sailed to Brittany, which is part of modern-day France.
And he was extremely intelligent. He persuaded the king of Brittany to allow him to teach the Christian faith and secular subjects.
In less than a generation, there were thousands of new Christians and more than 260 monasteries throughout Europe.
The last stop for Columbanus was Bobbio in northern Italy. The monastery that he founded there became famous for holiness and learning for nearly 1,000 years.
And his disciple, Gall, founded an abbey in Lake Constance, which is in modern-day Switzerland.
The abbey pulled in many more Irish scholars and monks and became one of the greatest centers for learning in all of Europe. It just goes to show that God can use the poor and the humble to change the world.
I think it's really cool that the Irish monks had such a great love for Christ, and they had a huge passion to spread the gospel.
They were nourishing people's spirits and minds during really dark times.
Yeah, you know, I think a lot of people today think it's really dark in the world as well. Maybe we should be more like those Irish monks.
Yeah, loving Jesus, spreading the gospel, and following his lead and spreading truth, beauty, and goodness throughout the world.
His word is forever alive.
Thank you for joining us on our little journey back in time.
And don't forget to like this video and check out thesuperbookshow.com.
Happy St. Patrick's Day, everyone!
Erin, go Bragh!
The Roman Empire had fallen, and without a central power to bring peace and order, the barbarians... I'm so into it!
I was into it too. Okay, let's try that again. The classic treasures of literature were like totally saying their lines wrong, and it was horrible.
Columban, Columbanus.
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 Wait.
No! Joelle.
Columbanus.
Ireland was in a... Nope, it wasn't. Okay.
He
Columba.
built a missionary Monastery.
Columba built a
I can
monastery.
read.
I can read. That is the real lesson of tonight.
That is tonight's lesson. Trust yourself.